Hi class, welcome back to the second half of 2.7. On this video lesson we're talking about the absolute value function. Now just to give you a nice good hint, whenever I say the absolute value function or whenever you hear that, you should immediately think of a V-shaped graph. They have a sharp angle right here. This point is called the vertex. It could also open upside down like this, which would obviously then be, I don't know, an upside down V. But they always have that vertex either at the bottom or the top, and they have that sharp angle. So the absolute value function, it's always V-shaped unless it's upside down. Then it's an upside down V, I guess. So that's one thing you could think of. At the top of your notes, we have a couple, on the top of the back page of your notes, I guess I should say, there's a few notes and stuff like that about what happens to A and what happens to B as it moves up and down and stuff like that. We're going to skip that right now. For now, you don't have to look at your notes right now. Just look at the screen, because I just want to talk about how to enter these into your calculator, which you're going to be able to do this on every single problem on your homework if you'd like to. And on the test, I have no problem if you entered into your calculator on the test as well. So I want to teach you how to do that. To put these into your calculator, to get the absolute value symbol, all you have to do is press the math key, go right one, and then you're going to select the very first one, which is the absolute value symbol. So I'm going to show you this one. Like I said, is not on your notes, so just watch me do it. You can graph it in your calculator with me if you'd like to, but we're going to graph y equals the absolute value of x. So you're going to pull up your calculator. Here's mine. We're going to graph y equals the absolute value of x. So you're going to press y equals, and you get all these y1, y2, y3, so on and so forth. We're graphing y equals the absolute value. So if we want to get that absolute value symbol, you're going to press math, which is the first column, third row. It's right under the alpha button. Math. Then you're going to scroll over one to num, N-U-M. So as you can see, I scrolled over one, and it brought down another menu, 1 through 7. You're just going to press number 1, which is the absolute value parenthesis. I'm just going to press enter right now. And there you have the absolute value. Now, some of yours, class, my calculator, I don't have the updated version. I think a lot of you have the updated version, so you probably see something that looks like this. Y equals, and then you see something that looks like this with this thing kind of blinking. Blink, 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 right? It's the same thing. Yours is better than mine is, so that's nice for you. Just make sure that you enter x in here. And then on later problems, if you wanted to enter in like a +2 or something like that, enter in the x, and then you're going to have to scroll over. You're going to have to press the right key to get outside of the absolute value symbol, and then press the +2. So make sure you keep that in mind. But for those of you who are following along with my calculator, here's how we do it. Y equals the absolute value of x. And then you're going to close your parenthesis. And now if I wanted to, I could put like the +3 or something like that. That obviously isn't the case on this problem, so I'm not going to be doing that. But that's how you entered in on your calculator. Y equals the absolute value of x, and then you graph it. As you can see, it is V-shaped, is it not? If you look at this one, where is the vertex at? Where do the two lines kind of meet at? It looks like it meets at the origin 0, 0. If you want to make sure of that, you can press the second button and then graph, which is the table part. So second graph, which is the table. It tells you every point that these go through. It goes through 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and it goes through 0, 0. And then as you go left, when you go -1, it goes up 1. If you go -2, up 2. -3, up 3. So you know that this one does indeed cross at 0, 0 right here. So I'm going to go to my graph, and here's how I want you to do it as well. You're going to put your vertex at 0, 0. And now, class, every single problem that we're going to do in this chapter has a +1 in front of my x and my absolute value. It's not written there. We just assume it's a +1. You're never going to see a 2x or a 3x. So because of that, what you can kind of consider is that your slope is always 1, which would mean it would be a rise of 1 and a run of 1. Rise of 1, run of 1, so on and so forth. Same thing as you go up to the left, except it's left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, because it's that V-shaped graph. So this is what your function is going to look like. The absolute value of x looks just like this, just in the same way you saw it on your calculator. Okay? So this one wasn't on your notes, like I said. I just want to teach you how to do it in your calculator. When you guys are doing this, I'm going to have you guys do the next, let's see, how many are there? I'm going to have you do the next 6 problems on your own. Just graph it using your graphing calculator. And I also want you to remember certain things, just like we did with inequalities. If it's greater than or equal to, you're going to shade above. If it is less than or less than and equal to, you're going to shade below the v, right? And then also remember this, if it is less than or greater than, when you write that v, it's going to be a dotted line, because it's not equal to, it's less than or greater than, so it's going to be a dotted v. If it is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, that's when you're going to have the solid v. So why don't you guys pause the video, do these next 6 problems on your own, and graph them. As you're doing this, try to pick up on any patterns that you might see, because there are some, and that's where we're going to fill the top of the back page of the notes with those patterns. So pause the video, try the next 6 graphs all on your own. All right, I've graphed them for you up here. Here's letter A. It should look like this. Your vertex is at 0, 0, and then it goes down 1, or left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, so on and so forth. For letter B, when it's y is greater than or equal to the absolute value of x, you're going to have a you're going to have a solid line for this v. It's going to start at 0, 0, and like I said, your slope is always going to be a rise of 1 and a run of 1. So don't worry about going up 2 over 3 for 2/3 slope, or up 2 over 1 for a slope of 2 or something like that. It's always going to be 1. And that's going to be the same thing on your homework as well as the test questions too. They're always going to be up 1 over 1. And then it's greater than, so our shading is everything above. So it's everything right in here. Letter C. Your graph is basically just shifted up 2 units. Instead of starting at 0, 0 and going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, so on and so forth, it's just shifted up 2 units. And as you can see, it comes from right there. That shifts it up 2 units. So your vertex is at 0, 2, and then it's up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Except obviously, you're going to have a dotted line here. That's because it's greater than and not greater than or equal to. So when it's just greater than or just less than, you're going to have a dotted line that connects all of these. And then because it's greater than, you're going to shade everything above that v, so it's going to be everything right in here. For letter D, notice what happens when you have a negative symbol here. When you have that negative symbol, our v opens down. You found that, I think, for our first one as well. A negative absolute value of x, and I should have probably said this before you graphed them, make sure you press the negative button, not the minus button. If you press the minus button, you're going to get an error. If you press the negative absolute value of x, then you're going to graph that looks like this. So this negative symbol makes that v shape turn upside down to get that upside down v. So the same thing on letter D here. This shifted it down 1 unit, so instead of starting at 0, 0, it shifted it down 1, so it starts at 0, negative 1, that's where your vertex is. And then our slope is always 1 and 1, so right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1. And then it's less than or equal to, so we use the solid line to make this upside down v, and then we're shading everything underneath because it's less than. Letter E. Notice what happened. This 3, as we've seen in the past, has shifted my graph up 3 units from the origin. So as you can see, the origin right here, it shifts the graph up 1, 2, 3 units. Now it also shifted to the right 1 unit, as you saw. This is a negative 1. So some might think, wouldn't you think it would shift it to the left because negative is to the left? This is always going to be the opposite. as we've kind of seen in other problems. So x minus 1 is going to shift it to the right 1 unit. So from the origin, you go right 1, up 3, and there's your vertex, and then your slope is always 1 over 1. Because the value in front of the absolute value is positive, it's going to be a V shape, and then it's less than or equal to. So because it's equal to, less than or equal to, you have a solid line to make this V, and then you're shading everything below. So you're shading all of this. A lot of shading on this one. And then letter F. This sign tells you that the V is going to open upside down. It's going to be an upside down V. This right here tells you it's going to be a dotted upside down V. So you could already see these patterns emerging. This 2 says you're going to go down 2 units from the origin, and then you're going to do the opposite of this, which means instead of going to the right 1 unit, you're going to go to the left 1 unit from the origin. So you're going to go left 1, down 2. There's your vertex. It's going to be a dotted line, and your slope is always 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on and so forth. So that's how we got that one. And then because it's greater than, you're going to shade everything above the line. So you're going to shade everything up here. All right, hopefully you caught on to those patterns on your own. If you didn't see that the first time, hopefully now after I've kind of walked you through it a little bit, you understand those patterns. You could pause the video and look back at those and reflect on them. But now let's answer these questions that were at the top of the absolute value notes. When we use this equation, y equals x minus a plus b. A and b are numbers where x and y, those stay unknown, such as, like on this one, this is letter F. Y equals x minus a, the absolute value of that, plus b. Right? The b is the negative 2. The a is the negative 1 here. So on and so forth. Okay? X and y remain unknown. That kind of a thing. A, our a value, this value right here, it moved the graph left or right, didn't it? From the origin I'm talking about. So the origin is right here, and it moved it left 1 unit, because remember it's the opposite of this. So on this one, it moved it to the right 1 unit. Here's the origin right here. It moved it to the right 1 unit. So my a value, the one inside the parenthesis, that moves it right or left. And this one is always the opposite of what is written. Opposite. The b value, as you saw with this one, this negative 2 moved it down 2 units from my origin. Here's my origin right here. It moved it down 2 units. This positive 3, it moved it up 1, 2, 3 units. This one right here, my b value was a negative 1. It moved it down 1 unit. So as you can see, the b value moves the graph up or down. This one, you don't take the opposite. If it's a minus 3, you go down 3. If it's a positive 4, you go up 4. You do what is written. And then a negative value in front of the absolute value sign, such as this one, a negative value. What happened to our V shape? It flipped it upside down. So what I want you to write for there is a negative in front of the absolute value sign makes the graph open down. It makes the graph open down. So now, class, knowing all these hints, if you would like to, you could just use these hints to graph the 6 problems that I have for you on your worksheet for graphing absolute value. You could also use these hints to graph them on a test. I will let you use your calculator as well. I have no issue if you want to use your calculator. That's just fine with me. It'll probably take you a little bit longer than just using these hints, but if you feel comfortable using your calculator, that's just fine. But notice how quick this can go. If I have y is greater than the absolute value of x plus 3 minus 4, something like that. it can take a while to put this into your calculator and then to graph it on paper, whereas you can just say, well, I know that my vertex, this changes it left or right, and I know that it's the opposite, so I'm going to go left 3, 1, 2, 3, and this makes it go up or down. My vertex, that is. So -4, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and there I have it. I know that this is a positive value, so I'm going to have a V shape, and then my V shape always goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, because this value, I promise you, I'm always going to have that be a positive 1. It's never going to be any other number than 1, okay? So your slope is always going to be 1 over 1. So I'm just going to have greater than, so it's not greater than or equal to, it's going to be a dotted line that goes like this, and then like this, and then my shading, everything above. So like I said, class, it's much quicker doing it with these hints rather than using your graphing calculator. We'll just do one more really quick. If I had y is less than or equal to a negative absolute value of x minus 2 plus 4. The vertex is very, very easy to figure out. It's always the opposite of this to go right or left, so it's going to be right 2. This tells you how high or how low to go. You're going to go up 4. There's your vertex. This tells you that it opens down because it's negative, and this less than or equal to tells you it's going to be a solid line. So it's going to be left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1. And then it's everything less than, so it's shading inside. Once you have these hints, these graph very, very quickly. You can use your calculator. I want to be very clear about that. You're not cheating if you use your calculator. You certainly can. But if you just want to use these hints, it's much, much quicker. So for your homework assignment, we have 2-7A. So for your homework, you're going to have 6 problems on inequalities, and you're going to have 6 other problems on absolute value with inequalities. So 12 graphs for homework. None of them should take all that long, as well as objective number 18. Let me know if you have any questions on that, or if you want to do more practice problems on getting those patterns down a little bit better. I could certainly do that for you.